Segment 2, Gold and Black Live, and Walter Jordan will be joining us on the phone. He could be sitting right in between us, but he's not. He's in a little bit warmer climates. I'm assuming, Walter, that you are in Atlanta or in the Atlanta area right as you call in today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little bit warmer.
A little bit warmer, and you got a big football game coming your way. Do you have any activities planned with Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, I volunteered. I'm one of the volunteers, and I'm a committee chairperson at the airport. We're watching security and keeping an eye on the human trafficking things that people are dealing with right now across the country, big in Atlanta. So we've got a team of about 30 people out there, and we're just helping out as much as we can.
Yeah, and you have a chance too in your situation where that's an unbelievable event, and it takes a whole community to be able to pull all that together. That's for certain, and it's got to be kind of fun though to be part of that.
It really is. I mean, it's amazing, just being out the airport and seeing everybody come in. I'm running into old friends, want to do players I see coming in. You got all the celebrities coming in, and everybody's bum rushing on you, just waving and saying hello. And it's just amazing to see this happening. And you don't want to go downtown about right now because it's a madhouse. It really is. Yeah,
you have that, and it's in the middle of college basketball season, which is really if I asked you, you'd say that's what's really important. But in terms of your background, but
absolutely,
Walter Jordan. For those of you who don't know, and you should, but Walter Jordan is two-time MVP, two-time All Big Ten player. Actually made, I think, second team the third year playing under Coach Fred Schaus in the 70s. Probably one of the most dynamic players that the Boilermakers have had. And Walter, we got Tom Dienhart also, who saw you play at a young age as well. And tell us, as you look through the lens, I don't know, did you get a chance to watch the Purdue game last night?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Walter. Hey, good. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. You guys do a great job. No, I follow Purdue as much as possible. I record every game. I DVR every game I don't make, including the football team. I'm just so excited about both programs where it's going. I mean, for the first time in a long time, I got the last 2 years really enjoyed watching Purdue football and what they're doing down there, and then the basketball program with Coach Payne, what they're doing. I mean, the culture that they've created is amazing, and just to see the Mackey Magic, the way it's going right now, and how these guys are playing, it just does your heart so good. If you bleed what we bleed. So it's just been fun, and all the ex-players, we always talk. I'm real close to a lot of the football players as well that played back in my day. So we communicate all the time, talk about the Boilers. That's what we do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, yeah, Walter, we're seeing a lot of cool pictures from your heyday playing for the old Gold and Black. I mean,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, that's good. Nobody had a jumper like you had. Nobody did. Nobody before or since. But go ahead.
For Alan and I, great memories, obviously. I'd love for you to share for the listeners and the viewers maybe some of your favorite one or two memories as a Boilermaker here in West Lafayette. Maybe any big wins or just big moments for you personally.
I tell you, I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball, of course, every year. And always, say Big Ten is one of the one or two best conferences in the country every year. And as my older brothers always say when I call him after games, it's rough in the Big Ten. And one of the things that I remember the most is just the talent level we had in my era. People don't realize that we can only take one team, the first place team, guaranteed spot, automatic bid to the tournament. There was 32 teams in the tournament. You had to win the Big Ten championship to get to the tournament. We never finished any worse than third in any of my 4 years, and people don't remember how good a team we were. We were in an era where you had Magic Johnson and Michigan State. You know what happened there. You had Indiana undefeated back-to-back Scott and May, and that Quinn Buckner in that game. My freshman sophomore year, they were undefeated. Then every year, then you had the Michigan teams with the Hubbard and the Greens. And every team had NBA players. Even Northwestern had Billy McKinney, who went on a long NBA career. You had McHale and Michael Thompson, and you had Greg Kelser. You had all these guys where every night you had to put your hard hat on, and you had to go to work. It was not going to be a night off, just like it is now. That's why I was so proud last night, the Boilermakers on the road. But it's just tough. It's just tough. And we grew up in that era. And Bird was at Virgin at Indiana State. We played them twice. I mean, we played the best of the best. And the Big Ten was clearly the best conference in the country, bar none. And then we did make the dance. We got in my junior year. We played North Carolina at North Carolina with Phil Ford. We had them down 6 with a minute and something to go. I like to think if we had won that game, wow, we had a great opportunity because we had Joe Barry Carroll and Eugene Parker, rest his soul, Gary Seasting, Bruce Parks, and Wayne Walls. We had a great team, and we felt like we could compete against anybody. We had like 3 turnovers, I think, in the last minute to lose the game in North Carolina. But we played them on the home floor in the first game of the tournament. But that's how it was set up back then. So those memories are so close to me. Just the battles we had and the talent every team. Minnesota had more talent than anybody else I felt in the conference, but they never made it to the dance either. And people don't remember that. Even McHale, Mike Thompson, and Ray Williams, and Flip Sanders, and Osborne, they never made it to the tournament. That's how tough the Big Ten was.
Yeah, Walter, I mean, you're still one of the all-time leading scorers in Purdue history. Over 1,800 points. You averaged 16.6 points per game. I was always curious to know what it was like playing for Fred Schaus. He had a very interesting background that he brought to West Lafayette. And like you said, you ran down the roll call of players: Joe Barry Carroll, Eugene Parker, Wayne Walls, Drake Morris, Seasting. You played with Tom Scheffler and even Roosevelt Barnes. I'm talking a little bit about playing for Coach Schaus.
But the thing about Coach Schaus and Coach, he knew how to relate to us as far as being a family. I have a lot of love and respect for Coach Schaus because he came from the NBA life where he was at the Lakers. He had coach and general manager the Lakers with Chamberlain and West and Baylor. So, he's well connected. He coached at Jerry Weston College, and I love him as a person. One of my biggest regrets at Purdue is not being a better leader. My senior year, I felt I could have been a better leader, and we would have won. We would have made it to the dance. And I just felt like for some reason, I look back at my senior, I could become a better leader. But I have no regrets because I know I gave it everything I had. I love Purdue with all my heart, and I wish them nothing but the best. And so I got great memories of Coach Schaus and Jimmy, his son.
Two things I remember most in today's world, it's much more commonplace. It wasn't necessarily. Here you are as a freshman. In your first game as a freshman, you and Wayne Walls, tandem forwards against Michigan State, and I think you combined for like 52 points and 30 rebounds in your first game. But talk about that, playing Indiana, and even though they were losses in Mackey Arena your freshman and sophomore years, as I recall, really 2 of the most storybook games against one of the greatest, probably the greatest Big Ten team in the last 50 years. Maybe ever. But the emotion that went into those games and what you recall from the game of your freshman year, you lose by 1, and as your sophomore year, you lose by 3, but you had chances in both those games to upset the team that ended up going both of those regular seasons undefeated.
Wow, it's amazing you bring that up because I remember just months being out of high school and playing in Bloomington for the state championship, Indiana State championship. And then coming back, starting early on in my Big Ten career against Indiana, ranked number 1 in the country, and literally, excuse my language, about to piss on myself. Yeah. So I mean, you go in there and you play, and they blow us out, and they come back a month or so later, and we play them at Mackey, and to me, they were the best college basketball team that I've ever played against, as far as team-wise. And we played against that great UCLA team when they missed that 88 straight win streak. We played them at UCLA as well. So that Indiana team was really, really, really good. We played. I remember the 3 out of the 4 times we were in 3 points of winning up those 3 games. It was just unbelievable. Every time we had an opportunity to play Indiana, we played our best. We knew we couldn't turn the ball over. We knew we had to play a perfect game. I think one game we had like 3 turnovers or something crazy like that. We shot 6% from the field, and we still lose. And but you talking about getting ready for it. I remember the campus was crazy that week. I remember walking the dorms, going from class to class, and going to fraternities, sororities, have basically painted sheets with your pictures on them, and have J.J. Walker and all this other stuff with the numbers on them. And it was just so neat and so fun because everybody was talking about the game, even professors. And everywhere you went, it was IU week, IU week, IU week, IU. So the coaches had never had to say anything else about being ready or busting our butt. Practices was insane. So we knew when the game came, it was going to be that level. When they came to Mackey, I'm familiar with Rain Raff and Scott May and those guys. And they said they hate coming to Mackey. They hated coming to Mackey. And they didn't want to play us. And everyone talks about, I tease some of my IU friends now because they said, but IU, we won all these national championships. I said, yeah, that's because you never played for good in the tournament. And they hate it when I say that. But I believe that. So that's just how I felt. We love playing Indiana anytime, no matter what the situation was. We just love to play them.
Yeah, Walter, you talked earlier about some of the talent in the Big Ten while you were in school. Ricky Green, Phil Hubbard, of course, and players at Indiana. A roll call of a who's who of great Big Ten basketball players. But I've got to ask about the non-Big Ten player you mentioned, Larry Bird, going against, I guess, the Hick from French Lick. What was that like? And did you have any inkling even way back then, your senior year, 1977-78, that Bird would go on and become the icon that he did?
Well, the funny thing about that, Larry Bird and I are the same age, same class. We came out of 74 together. You remember he went to IU.
Yeah.
Then he went to work on the garbage truck, so he came back, and he started freshman year a year later. But Larry and I played on the same Indiana High School All-Star team. We played on the same World University Games team when he was in college and I was at Purdue my junior year. We played on that team together in Sofia, Bulgaria. So I know Larry very, very well. And I remember him because we had beat them at Mackey the year before. If you remember, we beat them at Mackey. So now we go to Indiana State. We had just beaten Alabama, and Alabama was ranked top 6. We had played Alabama, Louisville, and we were ranked top 10. We were supposed to do whatever my junior year. And so I was telling all the guys coming back, I said, hey, Larry been talking track all summer. And he said, we're going to kick y'all butt when y'all come to Terre Haute. And I was trying to tell these guys, let's get ready. We came out, our heads kind of high in the sky thinking we're all that. And we go down there, and before we go to the pregame interview with the television station there, you couldn't even hear the interview. That's how everybody's in their seats an hour before the game going crazy. I went back in the locker room and said, guys, we got to go. And so he was not Larry Bird like he became that year as far as national attention. But, yeah, I knew the kind of kid he was. I knew the kind of toughness he had. I knew he was destined for greatness because he had no fear. And the guy could flat out play. He could flat out play. And so we had our battles and that kind of thing. But I knew for a fact that he's going to be great. I knew he's going to be like one of the best in the world. No, I didn't know that. When you're playing against people and you're competing against them, you can't afford for them to be your GOAT. You can't afford. You got to compete. Yeah. You got to go out and say, no, we got to bring it. But I'm proud of him because he's such a nice. He has some great memories, and I had a chance to see him a couple of years ago. He's in Atlanta. The Pacers was playing here in Atlanta, and I was at the game. I was a couple rows behind. He had security around him. And I said, I just want to say hello to the guy. And the guy said, you can't say hello to me. Nobody can bother him. So I just said, hey, Larry, Walter Jordan. He turned around, come on down here. So, but that made me feel really good that he gave me that kind of love and respect. He said, how the hell are you? But he's just that type of guy. And I got so much love and respect for him. I wish all those guys, McHale, all those guys, they're doing really well. If someone told me McHale would have done what he done in the NBA, I would not have believed it.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing that the talent level and Walter, I don't think you ever met somebody that when you were around him that you got that from Frank Kendrick and that personality that was always your nickname was cheerleader, but you never met somebody that you didn't like. It didn't seem, and that was very much the case, and that's why you were so endeared to Purdue fans in Mackey Arena those days. Give us and we need to do this again because we're running out of time because we just have scratched the surface. But tell us, you're involved a lot with basketball and the youth in Atlanta, and give us a little thumbnail of what's going on in your life these days.
Well, thanks for those kind of words. I just love people. But yes, I'm a president CEO with my wife, Double Down Inventors, and we're in the health and wellness business. I also run a youth program, 170 kids. I run youth leadership conferences, 10 a year all over the country. And I also run a training program, if you will, at a new $30 million facility called Lake Point in Emerson, Georgia. And I do training out there and also do mentoring out there. So that's basically what my days entail. And I'm a motivational speaker. So this keeps me busy, but I love to travel. I love kids. And I tell people I'm in the kid business, and I just love to help people.
And one thing that I think Matt Painter and Gene Katie have done a really good job of is keeping that basketball family together. I don't know that you were up here maybe earlier this year, but
Yeah.
and didn't get a chance to say hello. But will you be back again for another regular season game?
Absolutely. I text Coach Payne, and I text regularly. Talk about recruits. You know, Keon Brooks is one of the kids that's still after from Fort Wayne. Let me give a shout out to Eifert because he's another Poland kid. I mean, kid just get everything he can and gives the part. And I love Purdue's basketball team because everybody respects each other. They have a great bond and they play for each other. It's fun to watch. But yeah, Coach Payne has done a great job. Coach K, we know who he is and the type of person he is. But Coach Payne, not stay in contact. And I text him probably after every game and say, "Great job, keep going." He'll text me back, "Thanks for all." But it's a great thing, and I appreciate what he's done because for a long time, a lot of the older athletes felt like we were out of the loop and people forgot about us. That's the truth. But now Coach Painter has been there, and he's the new guy. He knows how important that is, and he's brought everybody back to the fold, including Frank Kennedy, which I love to see because I love Frank. So it's a great Purdue family, a great feel, and we're just so excited about what's getting ready to happen. We're excited about what happened, but more importantly, what's getting ready to happen. We got a good feeling what's going to happen basketball season and the great football team we're putting together.
Yeah, fun times around, and they can make a run at the Big Ten championship. We were talking about that. First things first, they need to take care of Minnesota on Sunday. Walter, we will do this again, and we look forward to seeing you in Mackey when you come up again. But we appreciate your time today. Bring some of that warm weather up here. I think we're all going to get a little bit of that here over the weekend. But thanks so much, and best to you and yours.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really, really appreciate it.
And we'll do it again.
Thank you, Walter.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
you, guys.
All righty.
All right.
All right, Walter Jordan joining us live from his home in the Atlanta area. Great Boilermaker basketball player, a lot of fun to watch. He was Purdue played some really great racehorse, fast break basketball, to say the least. All right, we will take a short break, 2 minutes worth, and bring in Justin Lovett, Purdue's football strength coach, and always interesting guest. You can read about him on our site a little bit, but we'll have Justin talking about how he's conditioning the 2019 version of the Purdue football team right now. And we'll do that in a couple minutes on Gold and Black Live.